Hey everyone, it's Ethan Ormis back here for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. I'm very excited for this one. We've got, of course, Major 4 coming up this weekend, which is super exciting. Starts in 8 minutes, so yeah, let's get the predictions in. Starting it off with the first match of the day, which is the LA Thieves versus the Minnesota Rocker, and it has to be a Thieves win. I learned this week that the Thieves have like a 12-0 map count against the Rocker this year, so obviously there's a very high chance that the Rocker is not winning this series, which is my prediction. I'm going to give the Rocker a map, though. Then we move on to a very interesting New York versus Vegas, which will be a lot of fun. I don't really know which way I want to go. I think it goes 5 either way. I just don't know which way to go, you know? Like, I don't know if it's going to be the Subliners or if it's going to be the Legion. You know what? I think I'm going to give it to the Legion. I think they've impressed me a little bit more. And then I would have Texas beating the Breach as well because, of course, Texas went 5-0. And then we have Seattle versus Atlanta, which Seattle is the higher seed, but I am going to give the edge to Atlanta here. I'm going to go 4 games this time. So we've got some Saturday matches, but then let's move on to Friday, starting off in losers, Toronto versus Boston, which is crazy to have this series down here. But we'll get to that one in a moment. So we're starting it off with New York and Florida, which I will give the win to New York. I don't think Florida will do much this weekend. Then we move on to Seattle versus the Gorillas. I think Seattle will cleanly beat the Gorillas. Then we've got Minnesota versus London. I think it'll be a close series, but I'll give the edge to Minnesota. And then we have Boston versus Toronto, of course, which I'm going to give the edge to Toronto, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is the Breach. Either one of those teams could honestly make a loser's run, to be fair. So we shall see. And then the last match of Friday will be Minnesota versus Seattle, which I will give the edge to Seattle. Gonna have them on a bit of a loser's run. So we move on to Saturday, again starting in losers, Toronto versus New York. I'm going to give the edge to New York in 4 games, I'll say. And then we have winners, back up to winners. LA Thieves versus Atlanta FaZe. I'm going to give the edge to the Thieves here, and I think Texas will beat the Legion in a fairly close series as well. So then we've got in losers, Atlanta versus New York, which will be a fun series. I'm going to give the edge to FaZe. I think it'll be a close series, though. Then we've got Seattle versus Vegas. Honestly, I'm going to give the edge to Vegas here. I think Vegas is going to make it top 6. Well, I guess that's, yeah, I was going to say, I guess that's top 4, actually. So, yeah, then we move on to Sunday. Of course, we've got 4 matches. Sunday, Optic versus Thieves in the winners' final. So that'll be a really fun series, I'm sure. I'm going to give it to Texas in 5 games. Then we've got Atlanta versus Vegas. I do think Vegas is going to go on a bit of a run, but I do think it... Oh, geez, excuse me. I do think it'll end here. And Atlanta will send Vegas home, be of course the villains of the event, and then we'll get the Thieves versus Texas in the finals of Major 4, but I think I'm going to give the edge to Texas in 6 games, so we'll see what happens. There we go. We'll save my predictions. We got through those pretty quickly, actually. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this weekend looks like. I've complained a lot about Call of Duty this year, at least the CDL, just because I feel like my predictions are always super inaccurate, because I feel like almost every weekend there's just these random upsets. Obviously, LAN should just have the best team win, but you never know. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We've got some interesting matches. The top 12 placings I have are Florida, Boston, London, and LAG. So we'll see what happens. And of course, like I said, I have Texas winning this event. We'll see how that goes. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your predictions for the weekend. Bye-bye.